Okay, so welcome to this lesson. So our work starts now. I'll be showing you how you can install WordPress on your domain. So remember that once you register your domain and you have an hosting account, you can log into your cPanel, and once you log into your cPanel, it brings you to this page. So from this page you can actually install your WordPress. So I'll be installing WordPress for this tutorial. I'll click on WordPress. Okay, when I click on WordPress, it actually brings me to this page and shows me the version of WordPress available. So the next thing I'll do now is to click on install. Now when you click on install, it shows you the version of WordPress that you are installing. It tells you to choose a protocol. From here you can just leave it as HTTP for now, since you are just learning. As you progress, you will understand what we use all these other options for, but use HTTP for now. Then choose domain. I have just one domain, and that will be wgsplatform.com. Then you can also choose a directory. Now in this case, I'll be installing in a directory. This part might be a little bit confusing, but it shouldn't if you pay attention. So let me make it very clear. If you actually register a domain and you have a hosting account, maybe you register training.com, maybe that's the name of your domain, www.training.com. When you log into your cPanel and you click on WordPress, these are the areas you need to pay attention to: the version, the protocol, and then ensure that training.com is the domain name set here. You don't need to fill anything here. Now I'm filling something here. Now the reason why I'm installing in a directory is because I have an existing website on wgsplatform.com and I don't want to mess up and I don't want to mess up things that I have there. It's actually very simple. Once you are, if you are using your own domain and your own hosting, you don't need to install in any directory. Just leave these settings and go ahead with your install. Okay, I think that is clear enough. So I'll be installing in a directory. Now where you have site name, you can choose the name you want to give your blog. I could call it a web training blog. Site description, I could write blog for website design training. You could actually use anything that best describes your blog at this point. So I've used the site name as web training blog and this. So now you need to pay attention to this section. You need to enter an admin username and an admin password. Now in this section you need to pay attention to it. You need to enter a admin username and an admin password. The username and password that you actually enter here is what will give you access to your WordPress backend. So I'll just type a username here. Let me use admin for now, and then password, I'll use my regular password, and then password, let me use administrator 247. You can use any password of your choice. Admin email, I'll just use my regular email account. Usually after installation it will send details of this installation to my email. Email installation details too. Okay, so let me just do a check and see that I'm okay. I've chosen my protocol, version, domain name, I've chosen my directory, when it is okay. So I think I'm good to go. At this point I'll just click on install. Now the moment I click on install, WordPress is going to be installed on my domain. Okay, so can you see it says congratulations, the software was installed successfully. And then it says WordPress has been installed successfly at, it gives me the URL and then my admin URL. So what I'll just do is right click here and click open link in new tab, right click here and open link in new tab. So you see that after installation it gives me two URL. The first is this, can you see? And this is actually the part that people using your site actually get to see. Once they type your domain name, this is where it brings them to, for those that just want to access your blog or those that want to access your site. But of course you can see there's nothing there for now, so we'll be filling it up with content later on. Okay, so where the main work is done is actually from your dashboard. This is my WordPress backend. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log out, because I just right clicked here and it has logged me in automatically. So I'm going to log out and then try and log in again so that you actually see how this works. So let me log out. Okay, so I'll be logging in again from here. Okay, so it still brings me back to the same spot. So when you install your WordPress, you should take note of your admin URL, because that is where you will actually be doing all your work. And this is what your WordPress dashboard or your WordPress backend actually looks like. Okay, and this is your dashboard. These are most of the tools that we'll be using to design a blog eventually. So in the next session of this tutorial, we'll start going step by step and start designing our blog. But this is what your backend looks like, and this is what the front end of your site will look like. So in the next section, we'll start the actual design of our blog.